Hello and welcome everybody to our daily live trading webinar. We call it Real-Time Daily Trading Ideas, presented by Admiral Markets. 5 days, 5 traders. We would like to screen the markets, create some trading ideas and show you some trading setups. But first of all, our risk disclaimer. Be aware that all products by Admiral Markets are Forex products and there are with leverage, so the results can be losses that exceed your deposit. They may not be subtitled for everyone. Please ensure you are full understand all risks involved. Forex and CFD trading is risky activity, and this presentation should not be taken as a voice for investing, as they only represent personal opinion of the authors. Yeah, we are happy to say that Christmas is coming early with Admiral Market, so we have a special promotion action. All details you can find on our website. Yeah, as I said to the beginning, 5 days, 5 traders. Today, normally with Jay, but unfortunately he is on holiday. So Mike, as well as Wednesday, will be with me, and later more about Mike. Why trade with Admiral Markets? We are offering best products. Maybe here, for example, our bestseller DAX30. It's called the index, and yeah, we are offered for special fixed spread of 0.8 points during the main trading hours. If you have some question, you can call us. Here are the sheet with our contact details. Maybe you can call us or write us an email. So all questions are welcome. Yeah, I said it to the beginning. Today is with Mike. Mike has many years of trading experience. I think he can say more about himself. So I greet you, Mike. I hope the sound is very well.
Yes, hello, and thank you for your welcome from Berlin. And let me first of all show you my screen. This is what's important for you, of course. And yeah, let me give you a warm welcome to a winterly trading week here in Germany. And yeah, don't talk about too much about me. I think a lot of you know who I am, and if not, feel free to visit my website to find out more about me. Because of time is money, and for this short webinar we have just 15 till 20 minutes to have a look through my eyes in the markets, and we will start like every day with the news for today. Before I do this, for all of you who did not expect my person today, I'm a trend trader, so I trade with the rules of the Dow theory, and my eyes have a look through this theory. You will see this later on in this webinar. So the first thing for today are the news, and at the moment we have no news for today, no news for me that are important for me, and this is a very good situation because of this time when we have no news is good for technical trading. Why? You know, I'm always looking to the big guys in the markets, and if there are no news, find technical signals much more attention. So the technical situation is at the moment very good in some charts, and if we have no news, the big guys also trade for the technical signals. But when we have news in the markets, be aware, the big guys don't care about technicals. When they trade after news, nothing of them plays a role. No Fibonacci, no highs, no lows, nothing like this. They trade what they want to trade and don't care about the technicals. You should always have this in mind. This is also the reason why I don't trade the first reaction after a news. I just wait a bit time to see what the participants are doing. I will always wait for a new trend, what's coming after the news, and then is it time for me to trade. That means first the news, then the market, then me. This is the style that I trade, and so do I earn my own money in the markets. Okay, here is my picture for the day. We will talk about the Euro US dollar, the DAX30, also the Euro Stoxx 50, the leading European index. Then next one is the cable, and for stock trading, Daimler, here I have an update about the things we were talking about last Wednesday. If you don't know what I was talking about last Wednesday, just have a look to the recording of this webinar. You will see what I was informed you about Daimler stock trading. Okay, what about Euro US dollar? First of all, for this, you should see the monitor. I have always three time frames on my monitor. That means the day chart, the hourly chart, and the 5-minute charts. This is okay for me because of I trade with the Dow theory, and so I need 2 to 3 time frames to confirm my trading setups and to see what the market participants are doing. So I have just all of them in here, and with the Supreme package of the MT4 or MT5. This one, what I have here is the MT5 with the Supreme version. You see here also the connection between these 3 windows. That means all of them are in one chain, and you just have to draw one of the instruments into one of the charts, and you have all 3 time frames in here to see. If you have any questions how this works, just ask the technical guys from Admiral. They will show you how to do this. So let's start with the Euro US dollar. This is it for here, and I will start with a big picture and the overnight range. The big picture starts with a look to the daily chart. You see here, this is the prior uptrend. Then did we had a downtrend, and now since it was yesterday, no, Friday, it was Friday, yesterday the markets were closed. We had the situation that this downtrend was broken. It was broken a bit earlier. When you see this down here, it was the first of all, for short-term traders, this little trend was broken here. I indicated for you. Give me just a second to take the picture. What I mean here was not this one, sorry. It does not work. Okay, let me take this one. For short-term traders was this situation very, very important. So that was the last trend that you could see in the hourly and 5-minute charts, and the break of this trend was here at this level. That means this very, very strong candle broke the last one. That means that this situation where you could jump in to the long direction in short-term trading, but for the big picture, is it for me more interesting to see this level over here? That means it was the last high also in the weekly chart, and this one is broken for now. And for this reason, we have a consistent uptrend in his movement. So what's important for me now is to see the correction of this one to enter here in the long direction. That means what I would like to see is a correction in the hourly trend that looks like this, that the markets goes trendy down, and then when the trend is broken, that means when we see in the market something like this here, so right, and then a new up movement here. This is a good situation, the picture that I'm waiting for to enter into the long direction. That means I'm, as a trend trader, need uptrends to trade uptrend, and so this is what I'm waiting for. But for you guys, when you trade in short term, that means in smaller time frames, do I have an eye on it with very interesting chart patterns? For example, like the night range in the 15 or 5-minute chart. You see the range in the upper chart here. So now I have here the trend of the 5-minute chart, and you see this two blue lanes, and that was the, for me, interesting night range. The range shouldn't be too wide. That means 20 points, not points. Sorry for this. This is no index. 20 pips between these lines is fine. This range was a bit more extended up to 25. But interesting for here is now we had the breakout. Some of you guys just break this range, and I personally prefer to trade range breakouts into trend directions. That means we had the hourly chart here in trend direction in the uptrend, so I was expecting a break of the trend into increasing prices, and that was exact what happens. But for now, I did not trade the breakout of here. I would like to see a reversal of them, and then that means a correction, and then I try to go in here for this situation. I would like to trade the breakout direct when we have a trend, uptrend here above this line, but we had just this movement, and so I'm in the opinion I should wait till I have the correction. And what we see here now is the interesting situation that the market, you see this here. This is what you see here is what occurs in the minute chart. And when you trade this at small time frames, it's also good to have a look into the minute chart. This what we see here is what happens in the minute. And now we have probably another trend in the 5 minutes. And what I would like to see to open my position is that the market will go in a trend into the uptrend of the 5 minutes, and then into the uptrend of the hourly chart, and then is the target for this one, this range over here. That means a few pips above this level. That means 20 pips above. That means in this area here, and this is a good situation when the market goes up. And in this thing, I don't place my stop at the lower side of this range. I normally, in this situation, trade the new trend that appears here, and I will finish my trade when the target is reached or the trend is broken. And for the initial stop, it is always a good idea to have the limitation here when the downtrend will go on. Then in this situation, I don't want to be in with a long position. Okay, this is for the short term. And then we had a question in one of the last webinars. One of the participants, and thank you for the questions, I like to answer your questions, asked me here, it was this day when the market went above the SMA 50 line. You see sometimes are the markets playing with some moving averages, and at this time I have the moving average 50 in the chart. And it was actually an pure accident, but it is how it is. It is in here, and you see the price action here. We had an uptrend, you see here, and in this area we had the price action as a resistance level. So, and the participant of this webinar asked me, okay, Mark, we are here in this situation above the moving average. Isn't it good to trade in long direction? And my answer was, it is a good idea to do this, but for me as trend trader, I need always the uptrend. So, and what we had here in the situation, we had just a movement above this level, and you see what's happened at this day in the daily chart. It was a complete sell-off day. That means we closed above the 50, but the high of the day was closed and much lower. So we had this little gravestone candle, and the area here was the high of this one. And for this reason, I wait for the situation that we have now. Then for this here, we are above the SMA 50. We have an uptrend, and this is exact what I need to trade, the uptrend, and the uptrend is above the latest high of the daily uptrend, and this is the situation I need to trade. So, and in this situation, I like to trade also around the SMA 50 when we have an uptrend. So I would like to trade when the markets come down here, and we see in the hourly chart, for example, the bouncing around this SMA 50, and the markets goes up again. This is a good situation for me to trade. I don't trade blind long, only because of the price is above this limit. This means nothing for me as a trend trader. So for now, this is enough for the Euro US dollar. If you have questions, just ask this question, and the head office in Berlin can always interrupt my speaking here. Next one on my list is the DAX30. I know a lot of you guys love to trade this index, so I have it in my mind, and I would like to trade it with you and give you and some insights in my mind what I have here. And the big picture analysis starts with the daily chart, and I would like to jump on the SMA 50 that we were talking about here in the euro before, and you see here, this is what I mean. This is price action around the SMA 50 in an uptrend. And this is what I like to see, what I love to trade when I see we have price action into the trend direction. Now for some of you guys, some will say, okay, what is this guy talking about? We had here the low of this uptrend here. So, and this uptrend is broken here. And I know the Charles Dow said when a trend is broken, something is not right with this trend, and you shouldn't trade this trend anymore. But what I do here is I'm not blind. I see what's happened. That means it's right. This trend was broken, but the market don't want to go to lower prices. The market went up above this level 3 times. You see this here, 1, 2, 3 times, and for this reason, I'm see, okay, the markets is not willing to go lower at the moment. And the second thing that I see here is we have an uptrend. This one is the uptrend. So, and now we are in the correction of this uptrend, and this is exact the same pattern that you see in the hourly chart. That means when I see just a strong sell-off like here, is it always my procedure that I have a look into the hourly chart, and then is this the situation that I see here? You had here the uptrend, sorry for this, the downtrend in the hourly chart. What is the correction of the daily chart? So is the flow of the different time frames. That means the hourly time frame flow into the daily. So I trade from the hourly into the daily chart, and this is what I like to see. That means here, this is the situation where the red line is placed in this chart when this downtrend was broken. We have here, I show this, I draw this for you into the chart. We have the uptrend, the confirmed uptrend in this chart for here. This is just a technical thing, nothing with fundamentals. And what we have now is pretty rough, the situation that the market is going up here in the hourly chart, and the market give us the situation that we have here, a minor trend. So the minor trend is always very important when we have a major trend. So, and this is a trend that goes always into the up direction. That means we have the daily chart up, we have the big trend in the hourly chart up, and we have the minor trend here. This is it, also in the upside direction. This is a good picture for long trading ideas. So this brings me down to my intraday trading idea for here. We had the situation that we had a good start in the morning here. That was the start in the morning. In the 5 minutes we had 2 very long candles, a correction, and then here at this line in this area we had the uptrend confirmed, and the downtrend was broken here in this situation. So the first opportunity was to open the daily trend position in here, and then the markets went very, very strong up, and you could answer the question when you open this position, who will buy after you? And this is the situation that we had here, here, and here in the chart. And you see this now, there are no buyers to see anymore, and the market is in a pretty strong way down in the correction. You have even here in the 5 minutes a downtrend that you can see, and some of you guys will see now we have a range, a daily range between these two lines. That means that was the low in the morning, this was the high in the first half an hour that we had here, and it was a very good idea for you to trade in the long direction. That means have a look at here. So, and the situation that we have here now is in the 5 minute charts. You can trade now from the 5 minute chart into the hourly chart. The hourly chart is upward directed. That means we have an uptrend. And when the 5 minutes, this is what you see here. I show this a bit smaller for you, that you see the 5 minutes and the hourly trend. You see here, the hourly trend has broken this downtrend. Here is now its correction. And what I wait for is now that this correction ends. That means I need a 5 minute chart in, sorry for this, I need an uptrend in the 5 minute charts. And then am I able to trade upward into this direction, and this is a good situation that I have the target here in the range, not in the range, in the area of the day high from Friday, and maybe the market will give us or to open the opportunity to trade into this direction. We have to wait for now. That means the early bird trade is over for the moment, and now you can have a second direction. But one thing is very important. You should have an eye to the clock. That means we have always lunchtime, and lunchtime is the time when many professional traders don't trade active, so the volume is very, very low, but the afternoon is coming pretty soon, and we can see what the US markets are doing, and then can we maybe open a position to the day high from last Friday. So this to the DAX, and you know this, I always trade, or I also trade, and I like it to trade the Euro Stoxx 50. You see this here in the hourly, in the daily chart. I have a long position. I was talking about the setup in my last webinar, and short after this webinar, the long setup was triggered here, where you see the line. And I trade the trend, the hourly trend into the daily trend. The situation in the daily trend is the same like we have in the DAX. That means a very, very sharp down move that broke the uptrend, and now we have the situation that you see the uptrend in the daily chart, and this is what I really love to trade. And the markets, when the markets stay very, very focused to increasing prices, this is the setup what I really like to trade here. That means this position is in the long direction here in this demo account. I entered the market at 3578. So this is what I can show you here, and you see my target. In here, it's in the daily chart. When this market goes up again, I'm pretty sure we will end up here at high prices. I don't know if we can reach this level with this one trade, but the direction is fine, and you have the chance for 100-point trades in the Euro Stoxx 50. And this is a situation when I say, okay, I can do this with pretty less work. I must not jump into the long or short direction in a 5 minute trend. I can trade just the hourly trend into the daily, and this is what I trade, and my trade idea for this one. And when you want to go in this one, of course I have a trading idea what I can use personally, what I can use to pyramid my position here. What I do here is when we see this correction, you see this here in the 5 minute charts, and the hourly, of course, too, is at the moment in the correction. And when the markets finish this correction, that means this correction ends in a new uptrend, then is it exact the situation what I would like to trade. What means this? That means we have at the moment in the 5 minute charts the downtrend. What is the correction of the hourly chart? And this is what you see here for now. And to finish this picture, I guess maybe we see down move more, or maybe we don't see this. And what I wait here is now that the 5 minute chart is in an uptrend again, and then can I pyramid this position, or also you open this one, and the target is here for this one, trade into the hourly trend. hourly chart and watch out for good points to sell. And I marked that here last week here, the situation when we have probably buyers in the markets, and these three lines are still working. So that means when the market goes up, we have here, as we have a lot of opportunities to sell our trade in profit, and this is a very good market to plan your trend. You know where the trend is. This is in the situation that you should close your position for risk control, and you know where buyers come in when you or you see in the hourly chart, to bring it to the point, where are probably the buyers to buy your position. That means when you are long, you have to sell, and to close this position, of course, you need some guys who want to buy at these points. So next one of my list is the cable. Great Britain pound US dollar, a very interesting situation here. A few weeks ago I was talking about this range here in the daily chart. You see the daily chart in a very nice uptrend in its correction, and we had since weeks a range between 130 and around about 133, and now in former times I would like to trade between these two lines. That means from the upper line to the lower line, from the lower line to the upper line. I don't trade between the lines, just from the borders. And now normally I prefer when I trade hourly into the daily chart, that the markets break this line and go into the direction of the consisting uptrend here, and this is what we have now. We had the break of the upper line in the daily chart at Friday, and now we see the confirmation of this trend. You see here in the daily chart the range and the hourly chart. This is the difference to the former situations when the market was at the upper line of this range. We have now a consistent uptrend, and you see what I did here. I have my long order in the market for the moment. That means I would like to open my position when the market goes up here. I am patient. I'm not in a hurry. I don't care about to save 1 or 2 pips just to be earlier in this trade. Why do I do this? I trade the hourly in the daily chart, and watch out. I would like to jump into markets here at round about 133, but my target are 136. That means there's so much money to earn, so that I can wait for a confirmation of my trading idea and when the market is with me. And of course, you should make the risk plan, of course, too. And I don't want to be too close on the market. That means I would place my order anywhere in this area here, or if you have the money for this, in this area, just to give the market the time to breathe and take its time that it needs to be or to go up to target. That means when a market will go on and a trend will be in the situation that we have new highs, the market has to go to the highs here in the hourly chart, and this is exact what I like to trade in here. Okay, and now the last one for today, or we are very long over the time. Sorry for this. Is so much to do. Is the update to the Daimler stock, and the Daimler is here still in this long trend. In the hourly chart you see this, in the daily chart you see it here. This was the correction of the last movement, and now we see the uptrend in the hourly chart, which is now in the correction. And my entry last time, my first entry level was above this point here, 71.11, and now this is what I really like to trade, is that the markets went down in an uptrend, in a downtrend, and I can go into the market much earlier than before. Means I can open my position now when the market goes above this level, Why can I do this? We have a uptrend when the markets is going above this level, and I would like to trade this young trend, and then can I save almost a bit more than what is it here, roundabout 70-80 cents, and I'm pretty close to, or not pretty close, I'm closer to my last stop. That means the risk for this position is lower, and when the markets go up again, I can open the position here, and of course I can earn much earlier my money. And this one between the last high and this high at the moment, when I open the position, this money that I save here is more on my profit sign, and this is what the markets is showing us at the moment, and what I would like to trade in here. So for now, sorry for this extension, and back to Berlin.
Okay, Mike, thank you for your screening the markets and showing us some of your trading ideas. Yeah, unfortunately, the time is now over, but we are back tomorrow, same time with Paul. So, yeah, thanks go to the listeners. And yeah, maybe some last words from you, Mike, to the audience.
Yes, okay, some last words. What I always say is be patient, wait for your setups, and when the market trigger your setup, then trade. That means the patience is one strategy that brings you to the profit. In this way, have good trade, and we hear us again this week, Wednesday. Bye-bye.